Hey everybody, this is Scott Weinkowitz, and I want to give you a quick overview of basically what's in my bag when I do engagement photos. And I pretty much always carry the same thing when I'm doing engagement photos. And so it's camera body, okay? And typically the lens attached is my 85 1.8 lens from Nikon. So the 85 millimeter to me is the most diverse for portraits when when I know there's a lot of movement going on. So engagement photos basically going to be moving around different scenes over and over again, and it's a 1.8, so it's a pretty fast lens. I'm rarely at 1.8, but if I need to use it, I can. And when I do use it, the depth of field is just gorgeous. I also have, which on here right now, the 35 millimeter, which is a very versatile lens because I can do some wide shots and get some nice scenic views with the couple in there as well, or I can get in a little closer and get some cool shots for portraits. 35 millimeter for two people at once is pretty good. And then I have a 50 millimeter as well. By the way, my 35 is an f2, and then I have the 50 millimeter as a 1.4. Also a really good lens. I don't use it as much for engagement photos as I do the 85 and the 35 because the 50, I mean, really, I could just put the 85 on and step back even more. But if I can't step back that far, then of course I'll switch to the 50 and make do with what I have. But then there's three other things aside from extra batteries and extra memory cards. There's three other things that I always keep with me. And it's because I don't always know, what's going to happen. What's the lighting going to be like? Is it going to change from what I originally had planned? Sometimes, depending on what the clients want, I will carry a flash with me and then bounce the light off of different objects, including what I'm about to show you. But the objects I'm about to show you, the products I'm about to show you, work with or without a flash, okay? So the first one. This is from Lastolite, and this is a pop-up reflector with a nice grip. It's white on one side, and it is gold on the other side. Okay, so this is great for daylight photos. This is also really good if I want to have an assistant hold this, and I can bounce the flash off of one side as well. I could do that. Okay, so you're probably getting a little bit of reflection in there. So if I put this on me, I'm going to be lighter, of course, either side. Gold's going to be a lot brighter than the white. It'll also warm it up a lot more. The other thing I have, this is from Photoflex. This is much older, so it's starting to get worn out. So it's kind of sticky because it's getting worn out. It's silver on one side and gold on the other. I have this because of the silver. You can get this where it's silver as well, the triangle with the grip. I prefer using silver and white over gold. So if I was to buy this again, I would get it with silver instead of gold. But at the time, I needed it quick, and that was all I could get, so that's what I got. But this one is silver. It's actually because of how old this is and how worn out it's getting. It's actually some of the gold from the other side is starting to bleed onto this. Because when it's folded, it's sort of folded in itself. So silver is really good, far more powerful than white as well. And then the last thing, and again, I could bounce flash off of that or just use sunlight. The last thing is for when there's too much light and I need to cut it down. This is actually from ProMaster. So it's very inexpensive. And it's a pop-up diffuser. So all this does is it blocks the light. So I can have an assistant hold it over a couple, and it'll just block the light, and that's it. It's all it does is it blocks the light. So there you go. I mean, it's very lightweight. Those I actually use a little carabiner or S-beaner technically, and I will just clip it onto my bag, or I'll have the assistant hold it. And everything's very lightweight. I mean, it's just literally camera, so a couple prime lenses, 3 reflectors, pretty much that's what they are. That are all very lightweight, and extra batteries, extra memory cards, and sometimes a flash, depending on where I'm shooting, how it's being shot, and where it is, and the time of day, and whatnot, type of year it is, the season. So Very basic. That's my engagement session. What's in my bag for engagement session. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you have questions.